Is the hot weather the main reason why you are imposing some restrictions?
No, actually, we kept restrictions. When the Minister of Water and Sanitation last year, beginning of last year, lifted the water restrictions, in Johannesburg we decided to keep level 1 restrictions in place. So the restrictions that we have in place now is nothing new, but we are more strict in enforcing them.
So you are moving from level 1 to level 2, from what I understand?
No, at this point in time we are still on level 1. It is not that we have a shortage in capacity coming, as much as it is in the way that we are using water. So our residents need to become more responsible with the way that they use water.
Okay, you have reduced pressure in some areas.
Yeah, what happens is we get our water from Rand Water. Rand Water supply the water to Joburg Water, and we then are responsible for the reticulation thereof. In the case of Midrand, where we've seen reduced pressure, areas of Midrand get water from Ekurhuleni and Tshwane. In the case of both cities, they first going to make sure that their residents have water. So when Rand Water then starts throttling them when they reach their capacity, our residents are the ones feeling it. So it's not us imposing the restriction or throttling the supply. That comes from those two metros. Okay,
we saw a report coming from the city of Joburg saying there's now level 2 water restrictions, and there was a suggestion that the bulk supply system is under pressure. And you are saying we're not at level 2 yet, we're at level 1. What does level 1 mean?
Level 1 means that we request our residents to not use a hose pipe to wash down a paved area, and that we also are should not be using hose pipes to water gardens between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. in summer months, but to rather water gardens later on.
And what about car washes?
Car wash is, well, it's probably one of those difficult ones. It's economic activity. So at this point in time, we do not have restriction on car washes. But when you do wash your own car, do it on your lawn if you can. And it's also the way in which we use water. Don't keep the tap running when you brush your teeth.
And swimming pools?
Swimming pools are probably one of the biggest headaches because they take so much water. And we can't stop people from filling their swimming pools. But what we do request people to do is that at times when people do some work on the swimming pools, and that is especially during the winter months, that you should be putting that water back into a storage facility so it can be used again, and not all fresh water being used, potable water being used.
Level 1, as you are saying now, not level 2, would suggest level 1 is not that serious yet.
No, it is not that. It's not that serious yet. But the problem is then that in Johannesburg or in Gauteng, Rand Water can supply. They have a capacity of just over 4 billion litres of water per day that they can supply the entire province with. In the case of Johannesburg, we use 1.6 billion litres of water a day. So once we go over that, that's when we have to start restricting. And in the hotter weather, that is what happens.
Okay,
we are going over.
Who are the culprits here? That 1.6 billion is at litres.
Yeah.
Is it the commercial sector, the industrial sector, or residential sector?
It's really a combination. But I think in the case of residential, we as residents might not use as much as the commercial sector. But the commercial sector use consistently the same amount of water. It is our residents that increase their water unnecessary.
Okay, now leaking taps, burst pipes, is the city doing its part as well to make sure that in this period of level 1 water restrictions, where you are asking us not to fill in swimming pools, not to water gardens between 6 in the morning and 6 in the evening, and to really take care about swimming pools, what is the city doing on its part to make sure that the infrastructure that's running the water is well maintained and not leaking?
We've already started with the spending of our capex for this financial year, and just this first quarter alone, we've managed to replace about 10 kilometers of piping. So that would go a long way. But of course, we do have aging infrastructure. We keep on talking it, the 12.5 billion rand backlog on Joburg water infrastructure refurbishment alone. So it is quite a backlog. We have a challenge. What we've done is we've also now introduced first line of response teams in each one of our depots that can go around immediately when there is a big burst somewhere. We can isolate that burst immediately and then start with the repair work and not wait with it. But in the case of Midrand, what we've done, we are in the process over the next 2 financial years. We will be building 1 new tower and 2 new reservoirs in that area that will also steady the supply and reduce our need to rely on Tshwane and Ekurhuleni for supply of water in the area.
At this stage, there's level 1 water restrictions in Johannesburg, and we are all asked as Joburgers to really use water sparingly. That's the MMC for the Environment and Infrastructure Services, Nico Jager.